Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TJ's Top 10 Teams on a Tuesday, going into week number 9.
You literally said going into week 9.
Going into week 9, yeah. That's what I put. That's what I said. This week was kind of tricky at the top end of the list.
They're tricky.
Everything's capitalized this
You
time.
kind of sound like a or your voice sounds hoarse.
Yeah, I don't feel the greatest, so I'm not going to be screaming a whole bunch.
You needs a pack of Newports.
We'll test that. Boys. Don't worry.
There are some changes to the list, and I have my list and the reasons. So let's get into it.
Number 10.
The Cincinnati
Spoiler.
Bengals.
Oh, they still made it.
They still made it.
How are they down to?
They lost their game. They have not looked great.
No, I'm saying because last time you said it's a top 10, you have them down to what? You have them at 12 last week.
No, Joe. So if you actually look, they were at 8 last week.
Oh, sorry, I'm stupid.
So
seriously, man, I tell you what, this reminds me of the Arizona Cardinals. They're in trouble without Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah.
They are in trouble.
I knew that was a big hit, dude.
I know. I didn't think it would be as ugly as it was.
Miles
Garrett
last
night
was on his Halloween mode, though, dude. He was feasting.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was dressed as Vecna, and he was out there performing like Vecna.
I don't even know what that means. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, though.
that's an anime.
Okay.
Stranger Things.
I believe you. All right.
There's nothing much else to say about the Bengals, but they are number 10.
I'm surprised they're in your top 10 right now.
You are surprised they're in my top 10.
Yeah.
A little bit.
They're in trouble.
They are in trouble, but I don't.
Oh, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. Jamar Chase going down. It's Arizona Cardinals all over again.
Couldn't have happened a week earlier.
We'll see. Give
Okay.
it time. It's
Number 9.
Number 9, we have the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Caw-caw.
Whoa.
Pete?
Wait a minute.
Well, go ahead.
I'm confused. No, go ahead. I'm confused.
You're
What?
confused.
Why?
I'm confused.
Why are you confused?
Do you want me to say it?
Oh, because of the team that they just beat
The Giants, who they just beat
fairly handily.
fairly handily,
Fairly handily.
Oh.
you think would maybe be below them. But there isn't anybody below them.
The
Bengals
team
are
that's
there.
at the top of the NFC West.
The team
above
that they
the
just
49ers,
beat-
above the Rams, above the Cardinals.
The Giants.
Not above
I'm
the
referring to the
Giants.
Giants.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
He's saying that the
I'm
Giants.
saying
maybe
the
he doesn't.
Giants
Maybe he
should have
doesn't
been
have the
there.
Giants in his top
Wha-
10
how-
Instead of
anymore.
the Bengals.
So, again, why do you guys assume that I have people on my list when we're at number 9?
Well, I'm saying that should have been theoretically. We'll say I'm making this list, right? Seattle just played the Giants.
Yeah.
Seattle just beat the Giants.
Yeah.
So I would think Seattle, doing as well as they're doing so far, would be above the Giants.
Oh.
But Seattle's at 9. And this is TJ's top 10.
Okay, let me ask
so
you this.
theoretically, the Giants should be at 10, meaning the Bengals should be out.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is it worse for the Giants to be above Seattle or out of the top 10 completely? Oh.
That's a jump to put him out of the top 10.
I think
Oh, I
above.
know.
I think above
I
is
know.
worse because I think
Putting
they're
them above is
performing
worse.
better than the Bengals right
I was
now.
going to say having them out of the top 10 is worse.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So this is now turned into let's just guess rather than
I
look.
thought you were yelling.
I'm not yelling.
That was a yell.
I guess you weren't. Regardless.
Pete Carroll.
Controversy found.
Pete Carroll is on my list for Coach of the Year.
Do you think Pete Carroll is sterile?
Why do you say things?
Okay.
No, not okay. I want to talk about how great their defense has been for the last 3 weeks. Pete Carroll,
Defense. That's what you want to talk about.
for the
not
past 3
offense.
weeks, they've
Not
been.
the offense.
Well, no, the offense has been kicking it. That's what I'm saying. Pete Carroll, I think Pete Carroll's Coach of the Year. They lose Russell Wilson. Look how their offense has been performing. Geno Smith has been able to replace.
The defense hasn't been that great.
The last 3 weeks it has.
Hey, he said it. I mean, I can't argue with this
Yeah,
past
I get-
week. I mean, I can't really argue with that.
But
First
now
team
we
shutdown.
obviously we have to see it continue to really solidify them as a great
For almost
defense.
a full month.
Almost doesn't count though. Sometimes.
What do you want to say about the offense? What do you want to say about Geno Smith?
He
5
looks
words or less. What do you want to say about Geno Smith?
better than Russell Wilson.
Wow.
Right now.
Oh, yeah.
6, bro. You ruined it.
That was one word of this
said
across
it,
the
though.
middle.
I'm going.
Number 8,
Oh,
the Titans. Joe said,
Give them more respect.
give them more respect. Okay, well,
it's cool you have
Started
them.
0-2, 5-game win streak.
Yeah, so it's cool they're in the top 10. This is a fraud 5-2 team.
so you think they deserve more respect? You think it's a fraud
They
team.
played without Ryan Tannehill.
But
They played-
I told you, like, Derrick Henry's going to win them the game, and that's what I mean.
This
You've seen his
is-
history against the Texans.
This
Yes.
is
Their win
But
streak
they
is
won
against
4
the
games in a
Colts,
row
the
before that.
Commanders, the Texans. I'm sorry. They have no pass game. They're averaging like 100, maybe 10 yards in the pass game. That's not going to get you anywhere. At this
You know who that reminds me of? The New York Giants. Only got
Sure.
a run game.
Sure.
Only got a run game.
Sure. Better defense, though, in my opinion.
Sure.
The Titans, they're 5-2. They are on a 5-game win streak, so they are in the top 10, sure, but this is a fraud 5-2 team.
Giants play the Chiefs next. Broncos, Packers, Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles, Jacksonville
Giants do?
Jaguars.
Titans.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought you said the Giants.
Yeah, you said
Oh,
the
did I?
Giants.
Titans or Giants?
All right.
They're
Well,
big.
guess what? That's a test.
Chargers, Texans, Cowboys,
They
Jaguars.
play Chiefs this week, then?
Chiefs this
All right,
week?
beat the Chiefs, and we'll talk.
Sunday.
Okay. Well, they're not going to beat the Chiefs, but no one's expecting them to beat the Chiefs.
No.
Right.
It is.
I'm sorry. I just think they're a fraud 5-2 team.
That's weird to say, especially being a Vikings fan. That's a weird thing to say. I think.
A Vikings fan.
You're a Vikings fan, dude. Did you know that?
Well, like that's
Oh.
that's your team.
Sweet.
Do you think the Vikings are a fraud team or no?
For
'Cause I'd say these-
for their record, I will say I don't think they're a true 6-1 team.
Okay. I was gonna say because they're very comparable in my opinion. This was Derrick Henry's 4th consecutive 200-yard rush game.
Huh.
That's brilliant on his
Say that
part.
again?
This is Derrick Henry's 4th consecutive 200-yard running game.
So he ran
Versus the Texans.
No,
fourth
4th
consecutive.
consecutive.
So he did it 4
game.
times in a row.
Nope. Not this year. He didn't.
Then
Versus
did
the
you
Texans.
lie,
Oh,
TJ?
versus the Texans.
Yeah. Versus the Texans.
I didn't read the
4 in a row
fine
versus
print.
4 in a row
Yeah,
versus
that's
the
still
Texans.
impressive though.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been doing that this season. But
I was gonna say, if I missed
he
that.
did it on Sunday though. He definitely did it on
Are
Sunday.
you sure that's not
Oh yeah.
this
He's been kinda
season?
down.
Oh,
Yeah, he has not gotten
yeah.
200 yards a game. There's no
Oh
shot.
yeah. Very
Wait.
sure about that one.
I'm really questioning that right now.
So what do you think about the Titans?
I just think they need to get a little bit more respect if they're on a 5-game win streak. And I know I shouldn't, but I mean, number one, their division freaking stinks. And number two, they were the number 1 AFC team last season.
Worst
So
number.
feel-
I mean, they were, but the worst number 1 seed I've ever seen.
and I'm not going to argue with that at all, but they were still number
And that was
1.
last season. So why are we talking about that still?
Well, I think it's still like if they were number 1 last season, even if you
We're-
could say that they were the worst, and then they carry that over to this season, like there has to be like where's the fraud in that?
The
That's
teams
what
that
I
they're
don't.
beating right now is just not impressive whatsoever. They have no pass game, and in this league,
But
it's
again,
a
like we
passing
say,
game.
they can only beat who they play. They can only beat who they play, and they did it with Malik Willis not being able to do anything,
I say, dude threw like 50 yards in a pick.
not being able to do anything, and they still won by 2 touchdowns.
It's the Texans. Let's calm down. That's all I'm saying.
They were an underdog that game.
Yeah,
They were an underdog going into that game.
Yeah.
That's nuts. All right, 7.
Number 7, the Miami Dolphins.
Oh,
Okay,
Joe said, "Ooh."
that's a big jump for them. I like it because I like
you
the
do
Dolphins.
like it.
I don't think it's smart, but I like
what
it.
do I think of the Dolphins right now?
Give me the Titans over the Dolphins.
That one I contemplated putting the Titans over the Dolphins. I wouldn't hate that. Dolphins, in my opinion, have not missed a step since to his injury. He came in.
Since he's been playing, since he came back from his injury. Is that what you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What do you
all right.
mean? They haven't missed a step since his injury?
Since he came back.
Like since he came back.
from injury.
So
So
should have
against
lost to the Steelers and they should have lost to the Lions. They were down by how much early and had to fight back in that game? It was a very close game. Their
But they
defense
did.
freaking is not good, which it should be good.
But they did.
Their defense. That's the one thing about the Dolphins that
If you're saying they're not missing a step for at least from how good they looked in the beginning of the season, that's just flat out wrong because they don't look anywhere near as good as they looked
Okay.
in the beginning of the season.
Tua hasn't missed a step. How about that? 3rd in completion
Tua's
percentage,
good. Okay.
4th in touchdown to interception ratio, 7th in passing touchdowns, and that is with missing 2 games. Tua is looking fantastic.
Are they still leading that division or no?
Not the Bills.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Bills.
But the defense is the one thing that really holds the Dolphins
Actually,
back.
are they last?
They're
in that
third.
division?
They're third.
And that's why I think, man, I don't see them going much higher than 7.
Yeah, no. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't think so. I like the
I just-
Dolphins more than the Titans.
I was going to say, I highly disagree with that.
I think the Dolphins have 7
Again,
more
I
weapons.
still believe this. It's a passing league, dude. The Dolphins pass game compared to the Titans. Come on, give me a break. That is ridiculous. I think the Titans are better than the Dolphins.
Tyreek Hill is
I mean, the
finally
Dolphins
that
have
guy.
the worst record, and the Titans have won 5 games in a row.
The Dolphins are 5-3, and the Titans are 5-2.
And that's because Tua went out.
5
Two is
games
a
in
raw.
5 wins in a row.
Yeah, but you're saying the record wise, like what? They have the same record except for one had a bye week.
Okay. I'm just saying right now the Titans are hotter than the Dolphins are.
Because they're on a win streak, but I just
You know what this sounds like? It sounds like I have them in the exact spots that they should be.
Well, no, I think you should have the Titans above them.
I like it.
no, I like the way
Like
you have
he
it.
bumped them 4 spots. You bumped them 4 spots from where you had them from
they've
one
had-
freaking game, and they should have lost to the
No.
Steelers, and they just beat the Lions barely.
Hey, you say
Barely.
Two wins. I have them bumped up.
You bumped them up 4 spots after 1 week.
No.
Yeah, that's plus 4, and last week you had them 4 below this.
Right. Last week I had them at 11, but the week before that I might have had them at 17, bro.
Bro,
I would have Seattle. Where'd you have Seattle at 9?
9.
Nine.
Seattle over the Dolphins too.
Oh
My goodness.
come on!
Yeah, are you kidding me?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all teams that could beat each other. Yes. But
Tua, when he's last week against the Steelers, it was his game back. That was a little tough. Yeah, the Steelers should have won, but whatever.
We're
Besides
talking
that,
about a team that is 3rd in their division,
him-
barely 3rd, could be last.
Yeah, but that's
okay,
because
but
of
that
the injury.
division is, I mean, the worst team's 4. They're 5-3, and so are the Jets.
yeah, the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know. With Tua there, he did pretty good last week or this past game. I don't know. Defense is disappointing. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Titans, come on, give me a break.
Number 6, the Ravens. They go up 1.
They look good that game.
Lamar
Yeah, they did.
Lamar's still missing some passes.
Lamar led 4 consecutive scoring drives though after the half.
Buccaneers
and
are
I was
bad.
without Andrews and Bateman. I'm not saying he's that big of a threat, but
And them acquiring Roquan Smith, the
Yeah.
league's leading tackler.
yeah,
That's
that's big for them.
Like, got to bump them up a spot.
Yeah, I like it. They're winning that division, baby.
Yeah,
They should, no, for sure.
they should.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Cincinnati's falling off without Jamar Chase.
Amen.
That's simple.
Yeah.
46 week.
Number 5, Cowboys.
Them
Same
boys.
place. Dak looked better his second game back. And the defense was kind of disappointing against the Bears, not going to lie.
Sure.
It was
They
like
have a bad run defense. And the Bears just
the Cowboys, you saying.
yeah,
The Bears have a good run game.
they do.
I want to give the Bears credit.
Yeah.
The Bears' run game is actually good.
That's all they have.
You could say that.
That's all they have.
Yeah, you could say that. And it's pretty dang good.
So they don't go up, they don't go down.
Sure. I ain't going to argue with that spot. I have them very close with the Vikings. I might like them slightly more than the Vikings, but I'm not mad at all that you would have them. What?
Speaking of that, number 4,
Okay.
the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Same spot. 6-1. They don't always look great, but they keep winning.
Yeah.
And that's what matters in this league.
Pretty much.
Catching dubs.
Catching dubs.
Don't ever do that again.
It's Dub City.
I mean, the offense looked good.
Wow.
Arizona was starting to come back. I mean, they really shouldn't have been that close of a game, but it was, as always.
Would you have the Giants out last week?
Number
they're
7th.
Wow.
He kicked them out.
The Giants.
I thought you were a believer.
Yeah, where am I at? Because the Giants are frauds again, but everybody here argued against that for me, and now you're going to kick them out of your top 10, and they're what, 6-2, 5-2, 6-2, and then
yeah.
you kick them out after one game.
Yeah. Because look at the teams
And then so you were against me this whole time, all freaking like for the past month. He is against me, and I'm getting freaking ganged up on, and they lose one freaking game, and they're out of your top 10.
I dropped them down.
And now I'm like, and it's pretty clear. I mean, are they not better than the Bengals that you have there?
I dropped them down 3 spots out of the top 10. They were
Are they frauds?
We'll see. As of right
I'm
now,
about to walk off the set right now.
I'd say no.
Oh my gosh!
Right now, I'd say no.
For all the crap that I got, and you're there,
Because-
and now you just don't know after 1 week. After
said-
one freaking week.
I dropped them below 3 other teams, Tom. You have them at like
The Bengals got slaughtered, bro. They lost by 20, whatever it was.
To the Browns.
To the Browns.
I wouldn't argue putting the Giants at 10 over them. I wouldn't. But I wouldn't put them over the Seahawks. I wouldn't put them over the freaking Titans. I wouldn't put them over the Dolphins. I wouldn't put them over the Ravens. So, yeah, 10's the only spot I would have them at. You, on the other hand, have them below the Jaguars, the Texans, the Cardinals. You're the guy that's out here saying they're a bottom-tier team week after week.
Don't put he's putting fake words in my mouth right now because he's getting freaking blasted.
said, hey, if they lose to the Jaguars, or if they beat the Jaguars, are they frauds?
I said they're a similar team than the Jaguars. That came down to the last play of the game. 1 yard away from the Jaguars winning that game. 1 yard on the final play of the game.
The Giants.
I know the Giants won. What I was trying to say is they are similar in skill set. They're in a similar tier.
What tier is that?
Average.
So you have them like
Very, very average.
where would you put them on our list? Like 1 to 32.
Giants did beat the Titans this year also. So I'm just saying.
But since
what
then,
I'm saying, I need to look at the other teams that are out and whatnot because like I need to comprehend like who else could be in this 10 spot. But mother heck, I don't believe in them. And if we're going off of like week by week in the rest of the season, they have to be number 10. They have to be number 10.
Oh, wait. 49ers?
Oh, yeah, wait. Hold on. You
Oh,
don't have the
yeah.
40... Bro.
After that win.
Whoa.
49ers have
Whoa. You don't have the 49ers in your top 10.
number 3.
They better be.
No, there's no way.
heck
There's
outta
no
here.
way.
Chiefs.
You don't have the 49ers in your top 10.
It's Philadelphia and then the Bills are the last two.
How is Cincinnati in your top 10?
The 49ers already beat the Rams.
Twice.
Exactly. So if they beat them once,
So what is your argument? What are you saying?
It's more impressive to sweep the team. They beat them like 8 games in a row, minus that playoff game. In the regular season, they've beat them, I think, 8 straight times.
you know who else the 49ers have lost to?
This is the worst one you've ever made this
I know who
season.
they've lost to, but
They've lost to the Falcons.
They didn't have
They've
Steve
in the
lost.
division.
They're a different
Or
man.
no, they beat the Falcons. My bad.
Dude,
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
they lost to the Falcons.
Did they?
The Falcons beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. And what were you saying after that game?
I
They
think
looked.
that's a crazy
Going
thing.
on. So okay, so now we're going
Dude.
off. So now more than ever, we're going off of past games and not paying attention what happened this week.
McCaffrey
I'm going
had
off
a
of
passing
past
touchdown,
games.
rushing tap.
But what happened this week? Bengals get smashed. Let's keep them in the top 10.
No, Bengals got smashed. Let's move them down.
Okay, did you have the Bengals higher than the Giants last week?
No,
Okay.
Where were the 49ers at last week?
11.
So they didn't go up 1?
That's crazy.
With your boy C-Mac. With
C-Mac,
beating the
he-
Rams without Debo Samuel.
They destroyed
Yeah.
the Rams.
Yeah.
No, they did, but they already beat them. So what's
Why?
the
Why?
bigger
That
whoop?
you know how hard
That's
it is to
even
beat
harder to
your
do,
division
yeah.
rival in one season.
That's what you guys think, but I don't think that's that hard.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's like,
Scoffed. This is scoffed.
is it?
This is.
Go ahead. Freaking
No,
Eagles, Bills.
They got Kadarius Toney.
Bill. Yep. Nice. There's one.
So what, did
Eagles.
what did the Eagles have to do?
Bills
They have
Bills
yet to
the
trail someone.
They have lost.
Again.
I hate this.
They have yet to trail someone in the second half
Huh?
this season.
They've yet to trail someone in the second half.
Who?
So meaning
The
they're-
Eagles.
They win the entire second half of every game that they're in this season.
They have not trailed once.
So why are they not number one based off of that? Even the Bills have.
The Bills have.
What
Do you
do
think-
the Eagles
Do
have
you,
to do?
do
I
you
really
think?
don't.
Do you think that
The
the Bills
Bills
are a better or worse
lose.
team?
Yeah.
Again.
Bills have to mess up.
The Bills have to mess up.
That's
Do you tell me, Joe?
I love how the Eagles have not messed up, and yet
Tell me,
They're
Joe.
number
Do
two.
you think that the Bills are a better team than the Eagles, or do you think the Eagles are a better team than the Bills?
it's close.
There it
I'm
is.
taking the
It is
Eagles,
close. It is close, and I have them at 1 and
I don't
2.
think anybody's not saying it's not close, but
I think it's ridiculous that each week they can't get bumped up.
They can.
well, I mean, like
Nah, it's
he's
ridiculous.
had them in his number one for probably the whole season. So,
I think I started with the Chiefs.
right?
I think I started with
I
the
mean,
Chiefs.
for at least the past month. So if they're winning the past month, then it's kind of hard to bump them down. You know what I'm
if the
saying? It's
Eagles
kind of
go-
hard.
So say hypothetically, Eagles go 17-0, Bills go 16-1, then
Oh yeah, Bills. If they
No.
go 16-1,
the Eagles go 17-0.
yeah, I would say Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's crazy. If they both win out,
Yeah. I like the Bills.
I mean,
more.
maybe if the
That's
Bills
the
were.
only
I mean, if the
reason why.
Bills were 15-2, I
Give
could
me
say
the-
sure.
Give me the
give me
Eagles. Have a better run game. Great defense. Give me the Eagles.
Bills have a pretty good defense.
They do.
Actually,
Bills
those
have
are
a
the
better
best
quarterback, in my
defense.
opinion.
Yeah, that's Josh Allen. Well,
Jalen
yes,
Hurts is making a
yes,
MVP
but Jalen
run.
Hurts is taking care of the ball. Josh Allen still making the he's gonna be making mistakes.
He does, but until he makes enough mistakes,
I guess so.
But so at number 1 we have the Steelers. Oh, it's Bills.
It's hilarious.
Stephon Diggs, 100-yard game. He's really good this season.
He's always really good.
This season though, he's
going
really
off
good.
this season.
He's going off this season. Go ahead, Tom, say it.
This is your worst list of the year.
What would you have changed?
My mind is just stuck on the fact on me calling the Giants frauds like so many times.
That is crazy.
And now they're just out of your top 10 like that. And I'm the one that has to put the logic in to like maybe have them in the top 10. Like, why am I the one?
It's funny how that happens, huh?
I still think they're frauds, but like it's just crazy to me. And then the Bengals shouldn't be in the top 10.
You don't think so?
No. I know so.
No.
That is one I know.
49ers?
49ers.
They should be in there.
Yeah.
So you think you would have the 49ers over the Bengals?
You would too. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
That's one I wouldn't argue. But it's a
would.
tough. Number 10 is always the toughest spot in the thing.
I don't even want to, because I do want to curb my enthusiasm for the 49ers. It's one
That's a
game.
good show.
It's
Never
one,
seen it though.
It's one game for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yes,
But-
and they're 4-4.
So are the Bengals.
Same record as the Bengals. So I think they're in the exact same spot where you could argue that, but either one could be a 10.
Yeah.
With Jamar Chase, the Bengals
They
looked
can't.
pretty decent.
But then what about the Giants?
What about the Giants?
They're 6-2.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I
That seems like 2 wins better than the Bengals.
I think the Giants should be at 10.
The Giants, I wouldn't argue the Giants could be a 10. I don't think they're the fraud team that you say, but I mean, they win next week. They could be up as high as number 8, the Giants.
I'll curb my enthusiasm with the 49ers, but there are a lot of teams in your top 10 that I think very shortly they will be ahead of.
Okay, that's the
want to be
thing.
in.
You're thinking in the future, though. Very short. I agree with you. I agree.
But okay, but hear me out, right? Sure, I'm looking in the future right now, and that's why I'm not putting them at number 5 or 6 right now.
Okay.
But they're the team that's working towards the future right now with getting Christian McCaffrey. They clearly want to win right now. They came off of a very impressive win, beat the Rams twice this season. Whether you say it or not, it's not easy to do.
Okay.
Whether the Rams have been disappointing or not, they truly did own them.
Okay.
Do you not think they're a team that are really like on the up and up? Do you not really think
They
one of the
lost
best teams
last-
in the NFC
They lost last week,
to the Chiefs?
right? But then I think back to that Broncos game, and I'm just like,
How long ago were you looking back?
I just look back.
Why don't you look? If you're gonna look back, why don't you look back into week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Whenever the Giants won 5 games in a row. Why don't
I
you
do.
look
I
back
do
at that?
consider that. I do look back at that, and that's why they're as high as they are.
The Giants.
Yes.
Well, we don't. They might be 32 for all we know because they're out of your top.
That's
10.
because this is TJ's top 10 teams, not TJ's top 10 power rankings. Top 32 power rankings. Again, then the game before the Chiefs, they lost to the Falcons. I mean, they lost 2 games, then they win 1 game, and now you want me to bump them up so high.
Inconsistent.
They're
I- it's
inconsistent.
Jimmy G, it all rides on Jimmy G. Either he's gonna have a sloppy game, they lose, or he plays
That's
fine.
why.
and they
That's
win.
why I'm holding a little bit here. But I think at worst case scenario, you have to have the Giants above the Bengals. That's where I'm the most stuck on.
Why? What? They haven't played.
Okay, the Giants have had a better record than the Bengals all season.
Okay.
Okay, and then coming into this game, right? The Giants are playing who?
What, coming into this game? Like next
Yeah.
week?
No, this past game that they lost.
Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, who we can all agree upon are better than the Browns, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The Seahawks?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, it was an ugly game for them. And yes, they got beat fairly bad. But was it as bad as Cincinnati, who lost to a worse team than the Seahawks, the Browns, and got their backs blown out heavy? And they have 2 less wins than the Giants?
I wouldn't disagree with you.
And
Yeah.
you said the Giants aren't frauds?
Yeah.
But are the Bengals frauds?
No. How can you call a 4-4 team frauds?
Well, they're
I
in
mean,
your
you
top
could.
10. They're in your top 10.
Right.
So that's why I asked if they're frauds or not. Because if you have them in your top 10,
Who, the Bengals?
yeah.
They're not. No.
Okay.
All right, let's send it off.
Seems like Tom is happy with the list this week. Let me know if you guys are happy with the list too
stop.
down in the comments. That's TJ's top 10 teams on Tuesday. We'll see you here next week, same time. Peace.